Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Just right. Not too loud like in there. It's Yisrael Dikah. It's like, wow. Just more. We have two guests from probably Yerushalayim, right? Where do you guys come from? From Muncie. But this morning, Avada. What's your names? Moshe Hershkowitz from Muncie. And you? Moshe Friedman from Williamsburg. We love it. Gewaldig. Okay, thank you for coming. Rabbi said we all know about Hagoyin Arav Reperetz Chaim Levin. Any time he has an opportunity to bring somebody to the daf, he goes all out. So there was this Camp Expo in New York. He set up a booth over there. They gave him a free booth, which is worth a few $1,000s. And then somebody was telling me that he literally did not walk away from the booth for a minute because he thought that if he walks away from the booth, he might miss a guy at that minute. So he didn't eat or drink, and people realized that somebody gave him food just to be mechaya him. At the end of the day, here's the first guy he got. This is the first guy. This is the second guy he got. Lemaisa, he got a total of 26 people. I told him that's more than a lot of people get in their lifetime. 26 people to join Torah, to be a part of it. And then he wrote to me that Kosh Baruch Hu gave him a kiss. He had a granddaughter yesterday. As I like to top it all off. So Mazel Tov. I think we're going to hear more about him in the sponsorships and in the actual Gemara later on. I have something special for him.
26 is Yud Kevavke.
Yeah. He wrote it. He wrote that. Yud Kevavke. Rabbi Isai, we have 3 groups of people that get together every single day. I think it's every single day, but in Rechasim and in Beitar every day, and the numbers are over 10 now per day. This is just this is from a few days ago. This is, I don't remember anymore. This is Beitar. How many people are in Beitar usually? 14 last night. So this is not such a great picture. What?
Donated chairs so they can have more people.
Somebody donated chairs, and the screen is larger than this, or that's the screen?
I think they got a bigger screen.
A bigger screen. They don't want to be in the picture. This is in Rechasim. Also, there was a very nice oilum there yesterday, over 10 I want to say. And this is in Lakewood. So Bezer Hashem, you know, they want the thing about what?
Rechasim looks bigger than Lakewood.
No, this is more people, I think, but Rechasim
is at 9 o'clock and then Lakewood's at 12:15 in the morning.
Yeah, 12:15 in the morning. Anyway, we're still looking for some sponsor or two for this thing that's coming to the Spanish Bezer Hashem, hopefully this week. It's done. I saw it's done. It has locks, everything. And will allow everybody to put their tefillin away and then put the svarim away nicely. Right when you walk in, it'll have a little bit of a... Actually, if you donate this, you get a locker for life. Oh. And if you do an anonymous donation for part of it, you also get a locker for life. Steinerman, B. Steinerman. Shalom Rebelli, I want to share something very special with you. Firstly, thank you for reading my email when I started chemo a few weeks ago. A lot of friends that I've not been in contact with in a while found out about my matzav through reading my email, and many have called me to give me chizuk. I guess the best way to get a message out is to have you read during emails. Baruch Hashem, I've been doing generally well during chemotherapy. I started a new round of chemo today, and Baruch Hashem halfway done with the treatments. Due to some complications, the doctor needed to cut my steroids down to a third of what they were giving me. The steroids help combat the fatigue. Chemo fatigue is noira va'oyim. And after I got home today, I was feeling very exhausted. I felt that I needed to keep learning as much as I usually do, and I pushed myself to open the Daf Yomi Yerushalmi. I started as Zchut for myself when he got diagnosed. You won't believe what today's topic was. In today's Yerushalmi Yomi Shabbos Daf Pei Gimel, the Gemara discusses Misasek and what applies by certain Averis and not by others. The article had a beautiful footnote quoting from the Kovetz Shiurim and the Kilas Yankiv who explain the terrors of Shekei Nehena. The Stipler says that Torah only makes one chayiv if he has intention for the act, and the Hana makes it as if he had intention for the act. He brings proof from this from Rashi and Sanhedrin, Daf Samach Beis, which is the Daf Yomi Bali for today as well. See that photo. So I don't know if you paid attention, but that's exactly the pshat that I said. And in fact, I'll prove it to you. I said, and that's why when you have fun during shir, it's as if you learned lishma, because the fun makes it as if, I think that's what I said, and that's what the Stibler says. Again, the Torah makes you chayiv if you have intention for the act, and hana makes it as if you had intention for the act. And that's why I said that if you have fun, the hana makes it as if you had lishma. Gevaldik. I did say that. I felt, so I was mechaven to the Stipler, Givaldik. I felt that Hashem was mamish with me in this difficult situation. Not only does the Yerushalmi discuss the same topics, as the Babli, the footnote was throwback to the Shmak of Lumdus in my yeshiva days. By the way, I'm also Talmud of your Alma Mater Yeshiva G'doyla Pesach. Like you said in recent shir from the Eglital, the Shmak of learning is the Lishma of learning. It's Pasha the Kisser Hashem. I know the way of him telling me, Imcha anoichi, I'm with you in this difficult situation. Thank you again for your wonderful shir. Beryl Steinerman, Clifton, New Jersey. Beryl Eliezer Hirsch, Ben Yal Sarah, Refuah Shelaima. And here's the footnote of the Yerushalmi. Rebelli, you changed my family many times over. My 2-year-old knows that early in the morning when Abba gets back from shul, the daf goes on for me and the whole family to hear. Here he is with this fake computer, saying, I want the Daf Yomi. Baruch Hashem. Thank you for all you do. Ilan, whatever. David Vici. So here it is. Rabbi say pay close attention because it happens fast. But it's mamish beautiful because today's children, I know, you give them a device, they want more and it just keeps on growing and growing. Over here, you give them the device, he wants the daf. It's unbelievable. Check this out. I want the Daf Yomi on this fake computer. Check it. Nechama.
I want the Daf Yomi.
They don't stop nudging. So the shayla is what? If they want the Daf Yomi or they want Barney, whatever they're watching these days. By Yaakov Zaret. Your son sent in an email. You hear this? This is going to give chizuk to those who want to make aliyah. 6-month update. Yes, we made aliyah 6 months ago. I can't believe we did it. This is where we are. We live in Ramat Shemesh, Aleph, Merkaz Zchari, on top of the stores. My sister lives across the street from my parents, or a 10-minute walk. I grew up in Highland Park, Edison. Bet Shemesh is full of people I know from growing up. I live next door to my principal, Rabbi Gross. Every day I bump into people I went to school with. We're lucky to have my rebbeim for my time in yeshiva here to help us with halachic questions. It makes it much easier to be in a community with so many people I already know. My boys are in fantastic school that has been extremely welcoming. Is trying to work with us to make sure the boys have first year of growth and keeps going. They both keep talking about friends they make and fun they get up to. But the Shabbos and whenever else I'm able to go to MDY to hear Eli Stefansky give the daf live, it's a highlight of my week. My oldest goes to OLT, Outdoor Leadership Training. It's a scouting type program in the woods. He means after school, right? There's a lot of after school programs. What do they call them here? The Chugim. That's your brother. Yeah, agreement. Very nice. Huh?
He davens in our shul.
He davens, right. The Rabbi Grieman, which is your twin? Older brother. Looks like you, whatever. Okay. I'm mixing something. There are twins there, no? Something in your family?
Dad's a twin, if that helps.
Oh, that's what I meant. I felt it. Scattered around in the woods. It's absolutely amazing for the boys. I come along every week. It's amazing to watch the boys have such an amazing time learning the life skills, gaining self-confidence, enjoying nature. Our weekly schedule is extremely packed. I'm going through a apprenticeship of an electrician as a real mensch. Every day I'm learning more about Israeli electrical codes. My wife works remotely as a nurse in America. She just passed all the tests and is licensed nurse in Israel. I'm writing this on the way to Yerushalayim to visit the Kotel. He's trying to give you a feel of what's going on here. He's going to the Kaiser, Rabbi say. I bet you if you ask people in this room, when was the last time you went to the Kotel? Some will tell you a year ago, 2 years ago. It's no revival. No? Anybody in this room that wasn't in the Kaiser in the last half a year, raise your hand. Was not in the Kaiser for half a year. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. Yeah, don't be embarrassed. There's 5-6 people. The American comes there, is like, wow, the Kaiser goes every day, and Damas seeking there. Then all of a sudden, you're like, I lived in New York for many, many years. I only went to the Statue of Liberty like 2 years ago. For 50 years I was there. You there? It's like, okay. I don't know what it is. 6 months in, I still can't believe we did it. I can't believe we're here. Yaakov Zaret, Brooklyn, Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Isai, we have 5 Masechta sponsors, Baruch Hashem, 5-month sponsors. No way. Menachem! Do you get my text? I had no idea you're here. Menachem Ateh is back in the house. Wow, it's tremendous to see you. I miss you. I miss Avi now. Okay, we have 5 Parnasa Masechta, 5 of the month, 5 of the day, and 2 of the week. It's mamash, it's knocking around. Before Shelaima for Yosef Chaim Shmuel ben Alte Nechama from his grateful family, for הצלחה, ברוחניות, ובגשמיות, Ari Cohn, memory of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim, who started learning Daf Yomi at age 70 and continued for 32 years. The Masechta for the unity of the Jewish people. Glenn Esterson, with love and gratitude from Wilmington, North Carolina. Thank you for enriching my life with Torah. Eli Stefansky ben Moshe, Eli Stefansky bas Yosef, Zchut. Parnasa Birevach for Baruch, Tzvi, Nissim ben Shoshana Leah, with a chorus Alte from Anonymous. By Shprintzy Alan Gross, Shelaima Zalman ben Yitzchak Isaac, ben Yaman Isaac ben Tzvi, Cohn, Refuah Shelaima, Yosef ben Baruch. Leon Welcher for the speedy release from house arrest of Ari Rosenfeld. Aaron Ben Hinda Esther Gittel. Parnasa Chodesh, sponsored by HYK Ventures in honor and for the success of all our clients, and to see my brother Avi come back to Eretz Yisrael soon. B'meher b'yameinu, amen ken yiratzoin. Eli Stefansky. Eli Schoenfeld for Zchut for our family. Parnasa Shavua, may this Zchut merit a shidduch b'koroiv for Tzipora bas Mindel Esther. Parnasa Yoim, Lianishmas Mindel bas Yeshua by the Wellerstein family. Parnasa Yoim, Lianishmas Moiri Verabi, Harav Chaim Yisrael ben Harav Doiv Halevi Belsky. Zechet Tzadik V'kosh Birevach on his 9th yard site yesterday. He's sorely missed by his Talmud Peretz Chaim Levin. So he sent me this article. I had no idea. Rabbi Belsky used to give a daf every single day in Torah V'das for 50 years. 50 years. And obviously, he stuck in all his, he was a goyin, and he knew, everybody knows about his astrology and then anything that had to do with science, and sort of a big, he's a gadol. Peretz Chaim Levin, another one. Peretz Chaim Levin and Zahava Levin, Golden Dove, Mazel Tov, and our new granddaughter, Mazel Tov to the parents, Ari Rosenfeld Grossman. May she bring her family in Klal Yisrael much Yiddish nachas. Amen. Jonathan and Brian Schiff on the chasanas of our grandchildren. You should see a lot of nachas. By Zev Belsky of cheermarket.com in honor of his parents Abe and Shari Belsky on their 50th wedding anniversary. Mazel Tov, Rebabe. For Zchus, for Rebelli, and the whole and the white staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. Valdik. Okay. Rabbi Isai, before we begin, I want to ask you a question. And you don't have to answer this. I don't want you to answer this. Talking to the Olam here. How many of you in this room, just show me your hands, no answering. How many of you in this room know what the idea, the musig in Shas called Lav Shebeklalos? You see? We have 7 people, 8 people. Okay? Lav Shebeklalos is with a chaf, not a kuf. It's not a klala, it's Shebeklalos. It's a klal. So, all I want to say is if you came, a lot of people say, oh, I learned Daf Yomi and I didn't get it all. You don't have to, if you get one musig, one thing that you didn't know yesterday, that's it. You're ready to gain tremendous amount. Baruch So Lav Shebeklalos basically means, I'll say it and they say, oh, yeah, of course I knew it. You probably did. Lav Shebeklalos means that from one pasuk, from a couple of words, or whatever it is, we learn many ideas out of it, many different halachas that go in different directions, and therefore, you don't get malchus on it. So even though you learn this halacha from this pasuk, but you're learning 5 different halachas from this pasuk, you don't get malchus on all 5. You don't get malchus on any of them because the Torah was not specific. Oh, don't be mechal Shabbos. No, the Torah said ben Torah Moira this and then that, and we all learn from the same pasuk. You don't get malchus. That's the concept. Gufa. But until we get there, we have a whole mix of a sugya and then a gadata, and it's a typical Sanhedrin daf. Omer Rabami, the top of Samach Gimel Amud Aleph. Gufa, Omer Rabami. Zibach v'kiter v'nisach behelom echad. We had this yesterday. If a person does a number of avodah zara, a number of things to this specific avodah zara, such as he shechs an animal to the avodah zara, and then he roasted, he shechted and he roasted, and then he spilled some wine in front of the avodah zara. In one awareness, behelem echad, says Rabbi Ami, he's only chayav one, and Rabbi Yochanan threw him out of the Beis Medrash, as you recall. We had also yesterday. There's one thing that's missing from the list over here that he mentioned yesterday, and today he doesn't mention it, which is shtachava. Zibach v'kiter v'nisach behelem echad eino chayav elo achas. So explains Rashi that since yesterday we discussed about this idea of when you have a pasuk, an extra pasuk, what do you do with the extra pasuk? Does it come to say that each aveira is an individual aveira? It's the chalek. Each one, you get a punishment for each one. Or is it lilav, to tell you that you don't get punished? You don't get punished at all. I mean, the bezin doesn't do anything to you. Hashem will take care of you. You get a lav. So if you remember yesterday, it could go either way, lilav, lachalik. So think about it slowly. If Rabbi Ami says that you do 3 different actions, you get 1 punishment, then obviously he holds one of the 2 things. He holds that it's not lechalik. Lechalik means you get punished for each and every one. So what is it? Yes, it's lelav. That the pasuk of ishtachava, you see on top it says ishtachava, is coming to say lav. Because if it came to say lechalik, then you get punished 3 times for zibach kiter nisach. So Rabbi obviously holds it's lelav. And it's lelav, that means you don't get a punishment. You get what? You get a lav. So Memela, he cannot say that zibach kiter nisach be'elam echad, you get punished with ishtachava, you get punished, because ishtachava you don't get punished at all. It's only a lav. It's like a memanavshach. Since he's saying on 3 things that you get 1 punishment, so he must hold the lav yotzas, and if he holds the lav yotzas only on ishtachava the lav yotzas, so you don't even get punished for ishtachava. On other things, yes. On the other pasuk, let's see if we have it here. No. But we had the 2 psukim we had Zvicha, pasuk specifically Zvicha. That you get punished for. But only once for Zibach Kit and Nisa. But in Shtachaveh you don't get punished at all. Okay. This is an akuda, we can move on. Omar Abayo, my time in the Rabami, where did you get this from? Omar Kro, Loisov them. It's very interesting because we're going to have a lot of psukim today that are from this week's parsha. Obviously, Mishpatim is, it's loaded with, and this is from last week's parsha. Loisov them. So, this is, one of them is extra, Loisov them is extra. Hakaz of a song kulam avedachas, do not worship, all Loisov them, all the worships are considered one. As the Gemara, why? And this is in one of them is in Parshas Shavua. Here, actually, one of them is last week. Which we said was in Yisroi. Is in Kisisa, and on the bottom is in this week's Parshas Mishpatim. So why does it say 3 times? Achas lekadarko. Here, let me see if I can. Here we go. One pasuk is l'kedarko, v'achas l'shlekedarko. So let's say we're talking about bowing. If the way to worship this avodah zarah is bowing, boom, you get punished. V'achas l'shlekedarko. If the way to worship this avodah zarah is not to bow, to do something else, let's say throw a stone at it, and you bow to it, you also get punished. V'achas l'chalik, and the third pasuk is to say that every avodah and avodah zarah you get a punishment. If they bring a carbon, whatever it is, each one is an individual. So you see that Rabbi Ami holds. No, hold on a second. Yeah. So you see Abaya holds l'chalik, and we said a second ago, Rabbi Ami says achas. So Gemara says the dvar the Rabbi Ami komar v'leilei svirlei. He himself doesn't hold. He was just talking in Rabami. You have to learn like this. Says the Gemara, Guf Amar Abaya, Sholosh Tachavois B'Avodah Zarah Lama. This is what we just said. It's on the screen. Says Gemara, but it's not true. The first pasuk it says in the pasuk kedarka. It says this is how the way these goyim are worshiping. So that's the kedarka. That's in another pasuk. As we mentioned this pasuk the other day. Elo achas kedarka v'shaloi kedarka. So all the Gemara does, if you look at the screen, the first one, the 2 and 3 is going to remain the same. We're going to change the first one. We're going to change it from a kedarka to an in-between, like a hybrid. It's a kedarka shaloi kedarka. What does that mean? Let's say you have an avodah zarah that you're supposed to honor it. Let's say it's an avodah zarah that you hug. It's a type of honoring. And you went ahead, instead of hugging you bowed to it. That's number one. That's the first part. Kedarka ushaloi kedarka. It's kedarka to the point that it's a type of a desire you're supposed to honor. So you did honor, but shaloi kedarka, you did it the wrong way. You're supposed to honor with a hug, and you honor with a bow. Okay. Next.
What's happening in the Maskana of the Gemara? The Gemara thinks you need a pasuk to learn shaloi kedarka, and now the Gemara says now you could just throw it in with kedarka.
No. The Gemara states that you need a pasuk shaloi kedarka. Look. No. That's what I'm saying. Kedarka, shaloi kedarka is a hybrid. It's a combination of the two of them. Then there's one of just shaloi kedarka.
How do you know regular kedarka? That's what the possibility of echo.
Yeah, exactly. Regular kedarka, that's eicho yavda goy meila. The Gemara says we don't need a pasuk for that. I already have that. That's in there. Now I have something new. A kedarka shaloi kedarka. Hamekabli ola beloyha, hoimer lo eliyato. You accept upon yourself this getchke as your new entity, or you just say 2 words eliyato. You are a god. Omer Rav Nachman, Omer Rav, Omer Rav. Even shomer loy eliyato chayav. Even if you didn't worship, you just said those words. Now, if you think about it, I think it's emes. Mida toiva meruba. So if you think to yourself, Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm making you the Rebbeinu Shalom, you say those words, Alachas Kam V'Kama, which is Geshmak, Shema Yisrael, whatever you want. Yeah, like we're going to have today actually. Shema Yisrael's in today's daf. I don't think we'll get there, but maybe. We're lucky. Yeah, no, if a person says Eliyata, you chayiv Misa. So what if you say Eliyata Takadosh Baruch Hu? Alachas Kam V'Kama. Liato ve'yoideko oyeloika ayomimeko Liato ve'yoideko real kavana, keliyata, it's a tremendous thing. Mikabel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ol Malchus Shemayim. Omer Rav Nachman, Omer Rabbi Barabu, Omer Rav. Even shomer loy, eliyato chayov, lemai, iliktalo, if you get misa, masnisani. That's not a big chiddush, it already says in the Mishnahs. Mamish, word for word. Elo the carbon, its chiddush is that if you do it you say it by mistake, you just say these words, eliyata, you didn't realize that there's a getchka in front of you, and you said eliyata, you have to bring a carbon. As the Gemara, Bafilu Rabbanon. So this is Mamsha Shas Sugya. What's the problem? He didn't do anything. What did he do? He said with his lips. Is that doing? If you do a maisa, if you shecht something, you spill blood, yeah, or wine. Ishtachava is interesting. Ishtachava is also not a ma'isa. Rebbe Kivi, Rabbi Kiva typically says that moving your lips is a maisa. We're going to see sugya, nidarim, shvuas. Is it a maisa? Yeah, okay, so if moving your lips is a maisa, so certainly if you bow your whole body down, that's also a maisa. The Hamar le beinon. Sorry, Vamar shlokish. Madam shlokish Rabbi Kivi. The Hamar le beinon maisa. Now I'm there. Oh, so time out, step by step. If, according to Rabbi Kiva, speaking is a maisa, so what's not a maisa? What in the world is not a maisa? Thinking is not a maisa. Oh, it's only Rabbi Kiva who holds you don't need a maisa, but Chacham hold you do need a maisa. So why in the world, if you say Eliata, are you chayv a korban? Says Gemara, Rabbi Kiva pshito hainu megadef. Kiko Amar Rav Nami Rabbi Kiva Kamar. Rav is talking according to Rabbi Kiva. You're right. According to Chacham, you're not chayiv a korban. As Gemara Rabbi Kiva Pshita Hainu Megadef. Megadef. This is a Mishnah in Krisus. See if I think I have it here. It says Shleish of Sheish Krisus B'Torah. There's 36 times you chayiv kares Haba Aleim, and then it says Hamegadef. Chacham Yotz Megadef Sheinu Oisa Maisa. There's no Maisa there. But according to Rabbi Kiva, the ratio is according to Rabbi Kiva. Hainu Megadef, you chayiv korban if you do by mistake. You chayiv kares b'meizid. You chayiv a korban if you do by mistake. So why would Eliata be the Zara be different than Megadef? What's Megadef? Cursing the Rebbeinu Shalom. Cursing the Rebbeinu Shalom, he says just with your mouth you chayiv a korban. So also if you mekabel yourself a getchka, you should also be chayiv a korban. But the same mouth can be chayiv Rabbi Kiva korban on Megadef. Why is Megadef different? The chsivei kares because you know it says kares in the pasuk of Megadef. But by Avodah Zarah doesn't say it. There's a hekesh d'chsiva yishtachavu loy to the egel. They bow to the egel v'yizbechu loy, and here they did a ma'isa v'yoimru. But they also said. So you see, Amira also by Avodah Zarah is considered something that you get. You have to bring a korban. Omer Rabbi Yochanan. In malei vav shebe'alucha, if it wouldn't say vav in the word ha'alucha. The what? Let's see the pasuk. Also lehem egel maseicha, vayishtachvu loy v'yizbechu loy. This is the egel. Vayomru eila lihecha Yisrael asher ha'alucha merit Mitzrayim. This getchkove, this egel, brought us up. They brought us up from Mitzrayim. But if it would say without a vav, helcha, that this egel brought us out of Mitzrayim, there would be no Klal Yisrael anymore. The enemies of Klal Yisrael will be gone, destroyed. The reason why Klal Yisrael is not destroyed because they made a shituf. They said, we really believe in the Rebbeinu Shalom. We also believe in the egel, the halucha. So because of that shituf, which by the way, a guy is not mechuyev in a shituf. A guy who says he believes in shituf, he's not chayev. So it lessens the blow. It's not. You didn't get the Rebbeinu Shalom out of the picture. There's a shituf. They said about what's his name? Wrote it down. Oh, Douglas Hemoff. You know who that is? That's Kamala Harris's husband. So after whatever. So after she lost the election to Trump, he was very depressed. She asked him, "What's pshat? Why are you so depressed?" He said, "I was mamish looking forward to be, you're going to be the president. I'll be the second in command. So you have nothing to worry about. In our house, you'll always be second in command." There's always shita is not a okay. So the Gemara, Hamakabele love be'aloya.
Tenai.
No, wait, I'm way after that.
Tenai.
Omer Rabbi Yochanan. Yeah, we said this. This guy was saying she's so close. Kitanoi. There's mamish like kitanoi. Acher moirim ilmoli vav shebelucha. This chayvu seineim sheYisrael kloyo. So the Gemara, Omar lo Reb Shimon ben Chaim. V'alo yikol mishadashim shomayim v'dovar acher. What he's telling me, shita was such a great thing. If you combine the Rebbeinu Shalom with the Avodah Zarah, neker min ha'olam. Reb Shimon ben Chaim told Acherim. Who's Acherim? Meir. He told Meir. He told his they had the same Rebbe. If you do such a thing, you have an ego with the Rebbeinu Shalom. You get Akash Baruch will be oiker a person from the world. Shenemar bilti lashem levadoi, which is also in this week's parasha. I read it last night in Shlishi. I was told that it's in this week's parasha, and last night I did the After share, I ran home to see if it's true. It says, that's the pasuk that we had yesterday, Zeveach lelihim yacharam, and the end is Bilti Lashem levadoi. Levadoi, by himself. You can't do shituf. Elmat amadoi ma'asher alucha. What does it say over there by the Egel alucha? She'ivu Elohus harbe. They had a taiva for many different gods. If you do one of these things, you kiss, hug, sweep, sprinkle water, you get a lav. And the continuation is that if you say, you use the Avodah Zarah's name in a swear, you swear with it, or in a neder, you get the lav. If you hug an Avodah Zarah, you get malchus. It's also in the Mishnah. Mekayim means a shvuah. If you use the Avodah Zarah's name in a shvuah, you don't get malchus. Why? Because there's no action. You just hugged. I'm just thinking I have to develop it, so I can't even say it. But maybe when you hug your kid, it's not a big deal. I don't know. Okay, something we have to. Huh?
Hugging is for sure. It's only talking about Tom.
Oh, hold on a second. You're right. The two things of talking, you're right. Is lav shem nami, but there's another problem. We jump. We're going from one thing to the saying in Nishba in its name is only talking, which is ein b'maisa, which we discussed. And according to Rekiva, it's a problem. According to others, not. Yeah. Haninami, there's a concept called lav shebeklalisu. Put it on the screen. A concept in Shas. Lav shebeklalis. What's lav shebeklalis? Coming up in Makkos? No, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Brimstama. Vein loikin alav shebeklalis. There is no. Why do you say that if you hug Avodah Zarah, you get malchus? It's not true. We're learning many ideas like hugging, kissing, sweeping, all from one pasuk. And Mameli, you shouldn't get malchus on any of them. What's a good example? What if you shecht an animal? So in France, I went to France a number of times to see the Zchut over there. We had a little bit of a Zchut business back in the day. Not recommended. Real estate recommended. Zchut not recommended. So they have this $100,000 box. It's called a box, and they put the animal in there, and hydraulically it just clamps down on the animal, and then it grabs its neck with hydraulics and goes, and the animal can't do anything about it. The neck just goes up and just and it flips the animal over, goes whoop, and the animal's upside down, and then the shaykhli goes like this, mamish, no problem. And then a second after the shechita, basically it starts bleeding very hard, and the box opens up, and the animal drops onto the floor. It doesn't even move, and it just bleeds out into this drain. And Shalom Yisrael. I'm there once, watching on the side. They drop the animal into the drain, and the animal jumps up and starts running around. And people are holding onto machines with their feet like this dingling, and the thing is going back and running like a meshugana. It's bleeding from its neck. It's crazy. Like to me, it was like. And then a guy takes out a gun and boom, boom, and starts shooting it, and it's fragnish. People could have died. His mamish was Sakanas Nefashos over there. Thing was mad, obviously. Who just shafted me? Who? Where is he? Avram Paisis is running around.
He was mad.
He was a shtickle mad. Mad cow. He's a mad cow. Anyway, so some lets, and then. We went. One of our good friends. He has a red beard. He davens in Bnei Yeshiva. It's a long red beard. He speaks very well in French. I'm not going to say his name, so he's going to kill me because he doesn't like to be. He was in the first year here, and he was part of the first chabura. So he said, "Let's go fishing," and this is before I gave shir, so plenty of time to fish. It takes just to get to Tel Aviv. You have to get in a boat, and then in Tel Aviv, the guy takes you out over an hour. So you go over an hour out. And then we went fishing and we caught tuna. Now, this big, nice tuna, like not the real tuna, but the fake tuna. I don't know what they are. And the captain, an Arab guy, the fish is still going like this. He takes a knife and does a triangle and he pokes and he goes, "Here, eat." Like, what are you? The thing is still moving. And I ate it. Like the one guy did. He says, "Oh, this is delicious. Mamish, the best sushi I ever had. I'll try it also. Why not?" So the Army Shugayim like that. as this cow is running around, you go, you take a piece, you do melicha real quick, and then you eat it. Mutter aser, mutter aser.
Because the flesh is usher.
I'm talking about, is this Aver Menachai?
Jew no, for the goy yes.
What?
Jew no, goy yes.
Why Juno?
Jews allowed to.
That's the law.
Okay, so here we learn from a pasuk. It's not 100% dead. It's still flying around. You get a lois. While the blood is still moving around in its body, it's still, something's going on there. The heart is still pumping. I don't know what. You're not allowed to eat from it. You have to wait. So that's halacha number one. Another halacha has nothing to do with this halacha, and that's lav shebeklalois. And that's why if you do eat from this behemoth, you don't get a punishment, because it's a lav that has many lav in this one pasuk. Mizrak is this, the kli that the Cohn grabbed. So as long as the blood is still in there and he didn't do zrika, you're not allowed to bring the carbon and make a steak in the base of English and eat it. Similar halacha. I'm saying the two first halachas are similar. This is something completely different. Typically speaking, you make a suda when a person dies, like right by the levaya. If a person was killed by the bezdin, they gave him skila, you don't make a suda for him. Why? To give the neshama kapara. Don't eat on somebody that was just killed. We understand that it means harugi bezdin. How do you know Sanhedrin killed somebody that day? The whole Sanhedrin has to fast. Somebody mentioned yesterday, this guy, Yitzchak Yehuda, and he's right. I looked it up. We all know, I don't have to look it up, but you're not allowed to eat before Shachris, based on this pasuk, the Gemara doesn't bring it, but it's not a lav. And the Mishnah Berurah goes into the whole thing that you're not allowed to drink, if you drink coffee, do not drink with sugar, the famous Mishnah Berurah, because sugar is gaiva, but in our day sugar is not gaiva. Nobody cares about sugar. So for carrot, it's gaiva if you don't drink sugar. You're like the fancier people. No, I don't do sugar. No. This me. I do the no. Huh? Yeah. If I'm already there, I started drinking coffee in my 40s, my late 40s, when I started giving shir, and I realized that it literally adds hours to my day. And then I very quickly realized, wait a minute, I drink 2 coffees a day, and each time I have 2 teaspoons, I started doing math. Times 365, it's crazy amount of sugar every year. And let me try without sugar, and after a few days, I'm not saying it's great, it's nothing for me. I drink without sugar and without cream, and it's healthier, it does the same job, and you get used to it very, very quickly. Anyways, whoever wants to try it out, it might be kedai.
Still not healthy.
Why? They say coffee's healthy? They say? How much? I don't know. We'll go weiter. Different shir for a different time. Yeah. Omar Rabbi Yochanan Azar ben Soyer. Azar ben Soyer Meir Menai. You know you can't kill somebody unless the Torah warns you also. Where's the warning for ben Soyer? So this is a very fascinating pshat. What do you see of ben Soyer Meir in these words? So it means you boy, the ben Soyer himself, do not eat, because if you eat that meat or that wine that you're stealing and eating, aladam, you'll get killed for it. So anyways, but that's the azar for it. The azar of death because of leisoichlu. Al kaponim, any of these things you don't get malchus besides ben Soyer, of course, because this is forged in the pasuk that he's going to get malchus. Akula made it like him. The kasha comes back. So why megafim nashim mechaber do you get malchus? The other two that you don't get malchus because that we said it's already lav shem b'maisa. The sweary and noider b'shmoy and nishba b'shmoy. But why do you get malchus for hugging? Isn't it too general, too many halachas from one pasuk? The exact opposite. On Hamagaf of Nashim Chavim Rabbit, you do not get malchus. Why? Because that's lav shebeklalos. A lot of halachas are learned from one pasuk. But hanoider b'shmoy v'makayim b'shmoy, if you make a neder or a shvuah with the name of a desire, you get malchus. As Gemara, why? Because lav shebeklalos. So we're going to reverse the question. How do you get malchus on something that doesn't have that you're not taking action? Because Because according to the Refuah, it says, the reason why you get malchus for swearing in the name of the Lizard is because he holds that you get malchus even if there's no action at all. You shouldn't leave over any of the Korban Pesach till the morning. There's something called a lav anitik lasei, that the Torah says, do not leave this meat over. And what happens if you do? Burn it. So if the Torah says what you should do, it's a nitik lasei, then you don't get malchus, even though it has nothing to do. You're burning the meat, has nothing to do with your aveira. You did an aveira, and now the Torah tells you not how to get out of the aveira, but what's the next step to do? The next step to do? Burn the meat. So it really gives a reason why there's no malchus. The reason really should be because it's lav shein b'maisa. I didn't eat the meat. It's something I didn't do. Not I did eat the meat. I did not. I kept my mouth closed. I kept my hands to myself. I didn't eat the meat. That's a lav shein b'maisa. And that's why you don't get malchus. No. He says the reason why you don't get malchus is because the Torah tells you what to do with it. You burn it. Rabbi Yaakov Omer, loy min Hashem hu zeh. That's not the reason. Elam shouldn't have a lay lav shein b'maisa. I'll tell you why. Because lav shein b'maisa. Because lav shein b'maisa ain't like an olav. The question is, why did Rabbi Yehuda jump to something else? He should just say like Rabbi Yaakov, that's lav shein b'maisa. The answer is, B'chlal Rabbi Yehuda savar like an olav. He holds that you do get malchus for lav shein b'maisa. That's why I had to come up with another reason why you don't get malchus, because the Torah tells you what to do. Turning at the daf, what is going on with Gershon? Okay. People are, I know, but come on. What are you? Everybody's menachem mateh now. You go away for 3 weeks at a time. This is a new. Avi Kamiyatsi 6 weeks. No, if you're part of the shir, you can't go for more than 2-3 days. I'm sorry. Me, I could go for a week. Turning to the Daf Shvat, Innovations LC, in honor of Cohn President officials, Chus Vakiv Simcha and Feigo, Shidduch for review this Basiyav Chayo Amen. Thank you to Rebbe Stefansky. Adar Global, experts in international financial services. Anonymous, the Zchut Refuah Satino Yechiel Yedidia Ben Nechama Shendel. Hanoid B'Shmoi, Lamakayim B'Shmoi, Harei Zeveli. We're getting to some interesting agat there, Rabbi Yisai. If you use Avodah Zarah's name when you make a neder or a shvuah, Yoiver and Eloi Sasa. Hanoid B'Shmoi, B'Makayim B'Shmoi Menolam. How do we know? The sign of B'Shem Elohim Acherim Eloi Saskiri. You shouldn't mention another God's name. Shlo Yomer Odom L'Chaveiroi. This happens in America all the time. I feel like it happened to me. You tell somebody in America, meet me right across the street from the church. No? Churches everywhere. It's and they're prominent. And so it's a landmark. What am I going to say? Meet me across from the shoe store. I don't know, who knows the shoe? The church, everybody knows. Are you allowed or not? It's a shtickle problem. Hey, listen, you start saying Christianity is not enough, it's not of a desire, this, that, okay. But the idea of mentioning is a problem. You shouldn't mention if you don't have to. Wait for me next to the Avodah Zarah. You're not allowed to say it. It's an Issa D'Oraisa. Why? Don't mention Loisa Skiru. What do we learn from the words? Here, this is where we learn the idea of using the Avodah Zarah for a neder or a shvuah. And don't cause others to swear and to make a neder. And we're going to see a great example of that. This is where the Torah tells you not to convince somebody to do Avodah Zarah and to get a whole city to do Avodah Zarah. As the Gemara says, here, just real quickly, the first pasuk says Ki Yisischa, which is referring to getting somebody to do it. I'm just showing that the psukim are talking about amaces. And then it says you should kill him. Then the pasuk says, so already says Mefurish. This is a Hazara. Elo Hazara L'Mediach. It's not for the maces, it's for the person that is trying to convince an entire city. Don't cause others, don't cause another person. So here's a great shaila. Am I allowed to cause a non-Jew to swear, oh, this is Narvayim? I just remembered something. So maybe when we play basketball, you know what I'm talking about. There were guys with the yarmulkes, they would say, Yoshka Pondrik, I can't believe I missed this thing. And he would say his full name. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a normal thing for a frum guy in America, not all, to just throw out his name. Kiloloyoya.
Correct.
It's Ma'aseh Shah, you know what I'm talking about. He goes. Lois Askiru, it might be Issa D'Oraisa. No, I'm saying, the guy, he missed the shot and he screams out the guy's name. Are we serious here?
If you missed the shot.
I wasn't zoichet to ever even want to say something like that. You hear this? So many Americans, including myself, we have goyim shutfim just for business reasons. Because if you have a business that's open on Shabbos, there's a lot of halakhic problems. So people come in on Saturday. That's one of the biggest days to rent apartments and this and that. What do? So you need a shut of a guy. It says over here you're not allowed to have a shut of a guy. Why? Shemi is chayv shvua, and they go into it. How do you do it or not? It's what I did. It's okay. Okay, in certain people, Shemi is chayv shvua, because the guy will be chayv a shvua if there's a dispute. And what does he do? He's going to say his avodah zara's name. You are not allowed to cause somebody else to use avodah zara. So what are you supposed to do? You have a dispute with the guy. Just let it go? Yes, let it go. It says Taisus, there's machlokes and Taisus. Taisus brings Rav in Tam. No. Since there's a monetary loss there, so it's a mitzvah to go after the guy. It's Hashavas Aveda. But there's a Rishonim to say no. In that case, I don't know. You can't cause him to say Hashem's, to say his avodah zara's name. Kiyasu Bos Bekalnevai. He stayed over in a place called Kalnevai. Where were you staying? I was in Kalnevai. Whoa, Kalnevai is the name of avodah zara. V'chsiv v'shem Elihim acherim leisaskir. What are you mentioning avodah zara's name? If it's mentioned in the Torah, you're allowed to. So, very interesting. What city here in Eretz Yisrael is the name of Avodah Zarah? Nazareth. Okay, what else? You know what else? I'm not sure I'm right. Bet Shemesh. I think it's that. Caesar's, that's not Avodah Zarah.
Why is Beit Shemesh?
That's what ChatGPT told me that it's based on Avodah Zarah. I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying that's what ChatGPT said. But
sun?
Yeah. It's a worship of the sun. Worship of the sun. But Phoenix, Arizona, Mark Ashkenazi, can't say you live in Phoenix anymore, unless. But I'm saying there's certain cities that are based on Athens. Athens is Avodah Zarah. You know, like what? Mark Ashkenazi was on there.
In Texas, Corpus.
Huh? Corpus. Oh, you know what? Salem. Exactly. Salem. The Hasidus Salem. What does Salem mean? Salem means a cross. So their name in whatever name, it means cross. Something Deutsche what? Deutschkreuz. There's something like that. Deutschkreuz. Kreuz means a cross. So they call it Salem. There's no place in Europe called Salem. But they called it even Sakmer. Sakmer is it's really called Sakmer. What? Santa Maria. So okay, Santa Maria. Not yes. Okay, you get the point. There's a city that's named after the Zarah. You're allowed to call. You're not allowed to call. So says the Gemara. If it's mentioned in the Torah, you're allowed to. But where does it say this in the Torah? The Chsiv Kara Beil Koris Nevai. It's more the pasuk. We're going to see what it means soon. It says Nevai at the pasuk. So Kal Nevai. Okay, it's in the Torah. Be like Sivalai, but if it's not mentioned in the Torah, you're not allowed to say it. Most of them Sharshi Roa Achas Meruva Kishaloish Shehi Kimigadion L'Shiloi. So this is Hilchas Ziva. If a person sees an emission that's like a disease, it's a funny color coming out of his body. If he sees it one time, he's like a Balkari. If he sees it two times, if he's a man, women have a different way of doing it. But a man, if he sees it two times, even one in the same day, two times, he becomes a Zav. Means he has to keep 7 days of Tahara. If he sees it 3, then it becomes a Zav Gomer, which means same thing, 7 days, but at the end of the 7th day, on the 8th day, he has to bring a carbon. Now, on the same day, he's allowed to see 3 riyas. How? How many minutes in between each one? What if it's 20 seconds? Is that enough? No. There has to be a break in between each one. Enough for you to go to the mikveh, dunk in the mikveh, come out and use a towel to dry yourself off. Mamash like that. That's the shear. I don't know how long that. 2 minutes, let's call it. What if a person has mamash? He's mamash chayil, has to go to the hospital. He has a ziva that starts at 10 o'clock, and it went straight for 10 minutes straight. He's a zav gomer. Why? Because yes, you're right. It's one ziva, but he's able to go to the mikveh twice in between and dry himself off. But the Gemara uses ra achas meruba kishalosh. He saw one long ziva that's equal to 3 zivas. She, how long is that? As long as it takes you to go from Megadian to Shila, 10 minutes, let's call it. But Megadyon is Naved Zara. How do you mention such a thing as a mashal? Shem Shtei Tfilos Ushnei Sipugim. It equals to the amount of time it takes you to go into the mikvah. Not those guys. You ever see these guys in the mikvah? They're there since yesterday. They're just hanging out with a newspaper. No, not that kind of thing. I'm talking about in, out, towel. Harei Zov Gomer. Omer Avina, Gad Nami Michtav Ksiv. Yeah, by the way, Migadin is in the Torah. Ksiv Ha'orchim Lagad Shulchan. Omer Nachman. Oh, Kol Leitzei Nusa Asira. Any Leitzanis is awesome. Now, what does Leitzanis mean, Rabbi Yisrael? You have to understand. Leitzanis means to mock something, to belittle something. Somebody says, "You heard that Rav's Rasha? He's that's Leitzanis. Iyun, Koilel, Daf Yomi, Daf Yomi, Rosh Koilel, That's Leitzanis. When you start saying on anything, the only time you're allowed to say is on Avodah Zarah. I didn't understand 100%. Somebody could give me a pshat. I looked it up. I couldn't find anything. What if you say Lashon Hara? You know, it says only on Avodah Zarah. Emails. Oh, that's a big Leitzanis. Big Leitzanis. Rabbi Akiva Eiger, famous story. Rabbi Akiva Eiger, he made a shidduch, and the Rabbi Akiva Eiger went to the Mechutin and asked him, "Nu, are you happy with everything?" So the Mechutin looks at him and says, "Yeah, but besides the Mechutin." So the Rabbi Akiva Eiger says, "What? There's something wrong with me?" He says, "No, I was joking." He says, "Joking? You made Leitzanis?" He broke the shidduch on the spot.
In the end, he was closer. He wanted to. It was very.
This is Shiloh. The two places I saw it said that he broke it. I know. I heard once that he didn't really. Yeah. Anyways, that's the first thing. You don't do that to Rabbi Akiva Eiger. You don't make a joke like that to Rabbi Akiva Eiger. Everything besides you. Yeah. But I could just see myself doing it. Hashem Yirach. Wow. Not the Rabbi Akiva Eiger, but that's mamish typical me. Everything is great besides you. No shidduch. What do you do? What's wrong with you, Daddy? Shoshana, you ruined my thing.
Make a shidduch was really blunt.
Everything's great. Chutz v'leitzerus Avodah Zarah. D'chsiv Kora Beil Koris Nevai. Listen to this. This Rabbi said this gives me chizuk because a couple of times I did some bathroom humor, and I got mamish emails like it's inappropriate bathroom humor because Baruch has bathroom humor in a way. Korsu Koru Yachtov. Kora Beil Koris Nevai. That when he bends down, Koris Nevai, his stomach is going to explode from excrements. We actually have a good picture of it. Listen, toilet humor is toilet humor. Look at these getchkes wearing. They're so loaded with garbage excrements, and they bow. Here they are. They're bending over from the excrements. They can't hold the load. The load is too hard. I'm serious. Karsu karu yachdav lo yochlu malit masa. Karsu karu, it says in the pasuk. Listen to this. Karsu karu yachdav lo yochlu malit masa. They can't get out of the heavy load of soya. Uchsiv dibru leeglois beis oven yaguru shechein shoimroi. Talking to these calves, ki oval olav amoy, uchmarov olav yigilu. The Kamar will rejoice over them. Al kvoidoi ki gola mimenu. On the honor that went away from them. Al tikri kvoidoi, elo kvoidoi. It's not the honor. It's the burden of the feces. Here we have another picture. Rabbi say, this is their Avodah Zarah, a diaper wearing Avodah Zarah. They'll continue sinning. They'll make a figure out of silver, like a shape of a getchka. Big rishayim. Like instead of having like a sefer in their pocket, they had this little Avodah Zarah in their pocket. Every time they think about it, he takes it out, kisses it, hugs it. It says the killers of humans, when you kill a human being, they're going to go and kiss the calf. The priest wanted money, and they would make they had a trick. What did they do? They took these calves, they starved them, and when they gave them food, they put a picture of the gvir in front of them. So they thought that the person giving them food is the gvir. Then when they saw the gvir in real life, they ran over to the gvir and they were like all over this gvir, I love you, I love you. And then they say, oh look, this Avodah loves you, means give me the money. In all these cults, every time I read about a cult, including Left Tahar, including whatever it is, Jonestown, whatever it is, the first thing they do is, come, they do that, but you have to give all your money. You have to give up everything, all you guys, just give us the money. You know, the Mashiach needs your money. They take your money. So, Ma'amid Mitzad Hussein, they would make some sort of depiction of the wealthy person. They had a way to do it in those days. They put it next to the food, and they would bring it outside. Then the calf had this guy's picture in his mind. And then they would say, Avodah loves you. Here, give yourself over, give all your money over. So Rav says, I don't like your pshat. Because the words are backwards, the words don't even fit. The killers of the human beings, you should kiss the calf. It's the exact opposite. The calves are kissing, and that's why they're giving up the money. Agolim Yishakon, the calves kiss the gvir, Lizbayach Adam, to kill the person. Not Lizbayach Adam, Agolim Yishakon. No, so it goes like this. Somebody, the Chech's son, oh, it's a great gift you gave to the Avodah Zarah. Come and kiss the Avodah Zarah. Omer Rav Rav. V'anshi Bavel also as Sukkos benois. When I knew Tarnagoylas. The people of Bavel, what did they worship? They worshipped a chicken. So we're already talking about a chicken. I have a very good joke. Why did Peretz Chaim Levine cross the street? To get the chicken to join the daf. V'anshi Kus also is Nargel. What did they worship? Not the female, the male chicken. They worship the goat. They worship the dog. Vasfarvim, Sorfim is Beneim, Boish, Lad Melech, Van Melech, Alei Svarvim. Umaniu, a pair of vasos. What do they worship? A mule and a horse. Melech, the mule, he gave a lot of honor to his master by schlepping heavy things. A horse goes forward in war. Just one more line. Says Achaz wanted to kill Chizkiah by putting him through the fire. There's something called salamandra, which Rashi says you take something, you put it in the fire for 7 years, and out comes a lotion that you put on your body, and you don't burn. So I said in the Siyum of Mayed, I had a Mayed pshat. I like this pshat a lot. That if you you immerse yourself in Torah for 7 years, Daf Yomi, you won't be harmed. Like the salamandra. Rabbi say, huh? Rabbi say, have a wonderful day.